Guys, look! I got a new microphone. I don't think I'm supposed to yell in it, so I probably sound way too loud right now, but I got a new microphone. Isn't that cool? I am officially a legal professional YouTuber. So, if you read the title, then you probably know what this video is about. I'm going to be talking about shows that I used to watch as a kid, and a lot of these are surprisingly underrated, to be honest. Anyways, let's just get into the video. I actually had this question about the first show that I needed to ask Dad, so I tried to call him, but it went to voicemail. So let's move on to the second one. This one's probably the most underrated, or one of the most underrated shows on this list. I'm pretty sure it got canceled from PBS because they needed to make room for other shows that people other than me would watch. And I don't know, I think it was a pretty decent show for kids. It didn't really make any sense. It was called The Electric Company. I don't know if any of you used to watch it. And The Electric Company, I'm pretty sure they all had there were the main people were friends. I think one of them was named Marcus. And another one was named Jessica. I don't remember the rest of them. Anyways, so I'm pretty sure they all had superpowers, electric superpowers. And I think there was 3 villains, or probably 2, because I only remember 2. One of them was named Manny, and the other one, I don't remember what her name was, but she was a lot more threatening than Manny. There's this one episode where Manny literally manufactured a machine that just deleted the word, the letter F, basically off the planet. The letter F did not exist anymore. You know why he wanted to do that? You know what pushed him to do that? He failed his test. Sorry, man, but now you're just ailed. Which would mean he would get an A. I take back what I said. This guy is a genius. But how could I talk about the Electric Company without talking about the weird things they put in the middle? I only remember a few of them. One of them had basically nothing to do with the plot at all. Every once in a while, there would be these 2 lips in front of a black background, and I think they would say compound words. One would say butterfly. One of them would say butter, and the other one would say fly. And then the color of the 2 faces with the lips changed. And yeah, it really wasn't that interesting. I don't think younger me really cared that much. And there was this other thing that had even less to do with the plot. It had nothing to do with the plot at all. It was just there. It didn't even have anything to do with the Electric Company. I'm pretty sure with the lips thing, they would say words that had to do with some of the words in the show. And then there was this one animation with 2 guys, and they would always I don't think it was even educational. One of them was a bit dumb, not gonna lie, and the other one had a mustache. Okay, here's an example. One of them was when they both came into the lunchroom. They were adults, actually. Anyways, they both came into the lunchroom, And I just remembered so much more villains. They both came into the lunchroom with lunch boxes that said, "My lunch." So then, like, the dumb guy I was talking about took out this marker and he wrote on his lunchbox, "Yum" in front of my, or like yummy. And I think for the other guy with the mustache, he wrote yuck for like yucky lunch, which I don't think that would really work, but like he turned it into something that would say something bad about food. So he did that. So then the guy with the mustache was just like, "Let's switch, because I don't want this yucky lunch." So then the dumb guy got good food because they switched, and the mustache guy got bad food because they switched. Then the last one, I remember I really hated this one, and I remember a lot more of these things, but I just like don't remember them clearly enough to explain. Anyway, so like in the middle of the episode, there would be this recap, which would basically be like everything that just happened in a nutshell. And I hated it because they left a lot of stuff out. And I didn't understand like the meaning they needed a recap because I already watched this whole thing. Why do I need a recap? Anyway, so they left out a lot of stuff. I guess Yumi was just like upset they didn't recap every little thing that they had. Anyway, so that was that. Oh, this is a classic. Next we have Word Girl. Again, one of the most underrated stuff, like, shows on this list. Come on, guys. So, there's this, like, girl with superpowers, and her super name was Word Girl, which is a pretty lame superhero name if you ask me. Like, your power is words. That's your power. It's words. I think she was able to fly too. I don't really remember. So yeah, the girl was named Becky, and I have nothing else to say about her. She had a friend who was blonde. Don't remember her name. I think it was something like Angela. And she had a brother. I think one episode, like, her brother got super rich and then turned to stone somehow. Yeah. So, okay, another episode was called Opposite Day. And it was Opposite Day. Who would have thought? And Becky decided to throw an Opposite Day party. And she invited, like, a lot of people, and she had to establish a bunch of rules. Basically, like, obvious stuff, like, you have to say the opposite of what you mean, and no take-backs. Keep in mind, she really dug her grave saying no take-backs. And she, like, gets this call saying that she needs to stop a supervillain. So then she, like, walks out of the gate, and someone's just like, "Becky, where are you going?" And Becky's just like, I don't know what she said. She might have said an excuse, she might not have. Then she said, "Don't come with me." And they were just like, "But it's Opposite Day, so come with you." And she was just like, "No." And then everybody shouted no take backs and came with her. Now for the interesting parts, the villains. There was this science guy who was about the same age as Becky. And I don't remember what his name was, but I remember hating his name for a while after that. I really didn't like this guy. There was this butcher who didn't know any word. He could be in the middle of fighting Word Girl, and then he's about to say something, then he forgets the word for it, and he asks her, she tells him, and then they keep fighting. And I don't know if that was the chef, actually. It might have been an entirely separate villain, but I don't really remember, so I'm just gonna say it's the butcher for now. Okay, I looked it up. They were two separate people. The butcher had a beard. Chuck, the literal sandwich, did not. I got that wrong, and I refer to him as the butcher for the entire video. Sorry. And her name was literally Birthday Girl. Basically, the premise was every single day was supposed to be her birthday. And she was a huge brat. And she would get really mad if anyone forgot her birthday, even though it was every single day. No, she does when she gets mad. She turns into this giant female Shrek monster. And she would go around and stomp on stuff because she was a female Shrek giant. And there's this one episode where she was watching the news, and the news guy ends with giving a happy birthday to everyone in town whose birthday it was. And he didn't include the female Shrek giant, so she got really mad, and I think she made a sparkle that made everyone care about her birthday all of a sudden, but it didn't affect Word Girl. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say about her. And there was this other episode which revolved around the butcher. I really don't think it was the butcher who didn't know any word. I really think it was someone else, but I have no memory of anything that the butcher did or anything that made him special. So I'm just going to say it's the guy who needed to ask Word Girl about every word. And there's this one episode where Word Girl really needed to get into his computer, and they spend the entire episode trying to think of his password, and then he says his password was password, and that's the whole episode. Oh, here's one that you might know. Sid the Science Kid. So basically, Sid the Science Kid was about a kid named Sid who wanted to know everything about everything. And it always started when he was waking up. There was this one episode that I remember, and it was where he got really mad against tags on clothing, and then him and his dad decided that when he gets home from school, they're gonna cut the tags off of all the clothing. And so he went to school. Every time he went to school, he would go to recess and look for his friends and sing a song about it. I'm pretty sure the song was a trend on TikTok once, because I think I saw more than a few videos back when I was a TikToker of people doing TikToks to the I'm Looking for My Friends song. So he'd look for his friends, and then he'd find all of them. They would all be in the same place, every single day. His friends are really bad at this game. And when he found them, they would be like, here's what I can do, and then they do something. I think they do some weird dance. And then the last thing that I remember that sort of stood out to me in every episode was that, like, the teacher sung a song every day. Let's move on since I've ran out of jokes about this show. Team Umizoomi. Definitely the show that I remember the clearest because my brother used to watch it. Anyways, Team Umizoomi. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't like about this show, actually. Anyways, there was a girl. Oh, they were, like, really small. The entire team was, like, really small. Anyways, this girl named Millie. I just realized the pun in her name. Oh my god. Her hair was a ruler. And she would make her hair a ruler. And her name was Millie. How did I not notice that? Anyways. So. And then Geo with the shapes. I'm only just realizing this stuff now. He would, like, make things with shapes. And that's what he did. And then Bot, which is the pun in the name that I actually knew because he was a robot. And there's this one episode that was my least favorite episode, and I hated it for some reason. Basically, what happened was Millie and Geo were roller skating, and Bot wanted a roller skate, but there were no roller skates. So then he found some red roller skates and said, can I use those? And they said, no, you should never use red roller skates because you'll lose control of them because the color matters for some reason. So then somehow blue paint falls on the red roller skates. So then Bot uses the painted blue red roller skates. Then as he's roller skating, the paint falls off. And then Millie and Geo come to rescue him. I think the main reason why I hated this episode was because it never comes out that Bot didn't mean to use the red roller skates. I so barely remember this one because I think I just watched it when I was like 3. And I don't think anybody really knows about this one. It's called Higglytown Heroes. And basically the whole formula of every episode was that there would be a problem and this little girl in the group would come up with a solution for the problem. And her solution, I always unironically thought that they were good. But then, like, someone else would, like, they would be really nice about it, but they basically were just like, oh, that idea sucks, and here's why. And then some hero, like a policeman, a firefighter, would come in and present a good solution for the problem. So then they'd use that solution, and then the problem would be solved. And then that's the episode. That's the whole formula. There's nothing left to say about this show, really.